Don't feel like dirtying 2 pots to make pasta? Today, you don't have to. Welcome to the Camping for Foodies cooking channel, where I share tips to help you make easy, delicious meals in the great outdoors. Come on, let's go. I'm making Instant Pot Chicken Fajita Pasta. It all happens in one pot. I like this recipe because you layer all the ingredients in one pot and you turn it on and you let the machine do all the work for you. The other reason I like this recipe is because the ingredients are basic, find them in any grocery store, most of them are shelf stable, and they're budget friendly. You can find a link to my blog post for this recipe below. There you're going to find all the nutritional information, all the ingredients, and step-by-step instructions that can be printed out and taken with you to the campsite. You're going to use chicken tenders in this recipe. If you don't have chicken tenders, that's okay. You can use chicken breasts, just slice them up so they're about the same size as the chicken tender. I like chicken stock versus broth because it has so much more flavor because it's made with bones. We're also going to use fire roasted tomatoes, and those are like a magical ingredient. It's that char that's on the tomatoes that gives the dish a whole lot of flavor with basically opening a can and pouring it into the pot. No work for you. It's awesome. The real Mexican flavor in this dish comes from using 2 ingredients. One is taco seasoning and the other is green chilies from a can. So let's start to make this recipe. Your Instant Pot isn't even on. You're going to put some olive oil in the bottom and then you're going to layer on the chicken tenders all in one single layer. Now you're going to season the meat. A little bit of salt, a little bit of taco seasoning. The next layer is going to be the canned stuff. You're going to add the fire roasted tomatoes and the green chilies. You're not mixing anything. It's all just one layer after the next. Now it's time to add the pasta. A layer of macaroni all over so it's sitting right on the top. You want it in one single layer. Don't mix it. All right, we're to our last layer. All we're going to do is pour that chicken stock right over everything. Again, don't mix it. Okay, this is the critical part that makes you not have to boil the pasta ahead of time. You're going to just push down on the pasta if it's exposed out of the liquid. Make sure that all the pasta is submerged under the liquid. Nice gentle push with a spoon and you're good. Now it's time to cook. Put your lid on your machine and turn it to lock it into place. Switch the steam valve to the seal position. We're going to use the manual mode to program your machine. You're going to set it for pressure cooker setting and you're going to set it for high pressure for 4 minutes. Depending on how cold your machine is, the outside air temperature, how cold your food is, and what altitude you are cooking at, well, we don't know for sure how long it's going to take to come up to pressure, but it's probably going to be about 20 minutes. When we're done cooking, we're going to do a quick release to quickly depressurize the machine. Wait for the machine to fully depressurize and for the pin to drop before you take the lid off. Once you take the lid off, use a set of tongs, pull out all those chicken tenders to a cutting mat. Cut the meat into bite-sized pieces and throw it back in the pot. Add the cheese, and this is the first time you're going to stir everything all together. Now we're going to put the lid back on the pot. We're going to make sure that it's actually turned off. All we're doing here is making sure that there's a little bit of time for the cheese to melt and any remaining liquid to be absorbed before you serve it. It's time to serve. If you want to garnish, I recommend using cilantro because it's a really great Mexican flavor profile that really enhances this dish. Some people don't like cilantro. I don't know who, but anyway, if you're one of those people or your family members don't like cilantro, you might want to use fresh parsley, but actually you don't have to use anything. The dish is really great without adding that extra topping at the end. I have a question for you. What's your favorite Mexican dish you like making at the campsite? Leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. When you are boondocking, that's another story. We like to go boondocking. We've got a good battery bank, we've got lots of solar, and we've got an awesome inverter. So we have enough power to be able to use our Instant Pot without any trouble at all, even if we're having a pretty big demand on the batteries, using them to power other things like TV, computers, video recorders, that kind of thing. But if your capability in your battery bank is not as generous as ours is, you may need to keep an eye on what your levels of your batteries are and be sure that you don't drain them too much when you use your Instant Pot. So get them kind of like, bulked up with your solar or your generator, however it is that you recharge those, and make sure you've got enough power in that bank to sustain the cooking time with the Instant Pot and meet all of your other needs with your other equipment that requires you to be plugged into your outlets and running off of your battery. If you want a copy of my free meal planner, I'm going to leave a link below. It is great. I use it all the time. It's how I stay organized in planning all of the meals for our trips. Oh, the flavors in this recipe are so delicious, and the texture too. This Mexican favorite is wonderful. Kids and adults both love this meal. Thanks for joining me today on my Camping for Foodies cooking channel. Leave me a comment and let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and you'll be notified of my upcoming videos. Until next time, thanks for visiting me at Camping for Foodies. I'm Hanna. Happy camping.